two important new books show how agreements made centuries ago could shape lasting peace in our area. Daniel Coleman is the author of Grandfather of the Treaties, and Bonnie Freeman, along with Daniel, is one of the editors of Deyohaha.
Right.
Okay, Sharing the River of Life. And you have another editor, and we want to make sure that their name gets involved.
Yes, and that's Kian DeBecky.
Okay. This is really important because it's about a covenant that was made more than 2 centuries ago between Dutch settlers and Haudenosaunee.
Right.
And that we really need to go back to.
Yes, yes, and originally with the Dutch settlers and then on to the French and the English, but my ancestors, or the Haudenosaunee ancestors, observed the early settlers coming in and seeing that they had a different lifestyle, and they wanted to honor both lifestyles, so they developed this Deyohaha Two Row Wampum belt, and it talks about how we are to live with each other in friendship and respect, but not cross either's paths. So this is a replica of that Two Row Wampum.
Okay, so there's one row here and one row there.
That's right. And then the 3 white rows are important because they talk about the respect, the friendship, and living in peace. So it's important to have that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, Daniel, the wampum that you shows the linked arms.
Yes, this is often known as the covenant chain of friendship, and it represents the way the British and the Haudenosaunee linked arms. This is in the 17th century, so quite a long time ago. And these agreements were renewed repeatedly at councils in Albany when the Haudenosaunee and the British were dealing from there, and then here on this side of the Niagara River after the Revolution, and the British were in British North America with the Haudenosaunee arriving in the Grand River region in 1784 and thereafter. Yeah.
And Daniel, you write as a settler scholar, and you wrote your book, Grandfather of the Treaties, to kind of explain to other settlers that this is, the history we were taught of violence and taking over isn't true, because we had this time of peace together and time of working together and sharing.
That's right. Yeah, so the covenant chain of friendship and the Two Row Wampum are the ways in which the British learned how to make nation-to-nation agreements with Indigenous people. And so these really shaped the alliance that meant, for example, that the Haudenosaunee supported the British during the Revolutionary War and then later in this War of 1812. These were important alliances that allowed Canada even to survive as a place in the early formation of Canada. So these are kind of like constitutional documents.
Yes.
You could
Now
say.
these are replicas, but the originals. We have some photos of the originals as well. But Bonnie, what could going back to these covenants? What could that teach us now? How could it benefit us?
I think it teaches us a lot about how to live our lives among human beings, and that we have to have respect for each other and honor the relationship, the importance of relationship. I've done research where people think that reconciliation is about this agenda item that we have to do in checkbox, but it's more about that building relationship and friendship and respect and living in peace. And that's what our book talks about. The Deyohaha book, Sharing the River of Life, is about how we incorporate and embody those teachings.
Right. Really, really important books that I would encourage everyone to read. We've run out of time, but we want to make sure that we get the links up to these, and they're both out now. And Daniel and Bonnie, just not enough time to talk about this. Maybe we have to have you back.
Well, that would be great.
Okay, we'll put up the links at chch.com/morninglive.